Okay, very good morning children. Now, in the previous two videos we had the discussion regarding the rate of reaction and how the rate of formation calculation can be done and how rate of disappearance and what is the relation between rate of formation and rate of disappearance for a given particular reaction and how to calculate. Now we will be discussing about the collision theory, okay, collision theory and the points. So generally, what is collision? So before I start discussing into this, the basic reason for the different reactions, okay, the major reason for the different reactions that take place at different rates, why they are taking at the different rates, that is explained by the collision theory, and this collision theory was proposed by Arrhenius, and he strictly said that this theory is applicable only for gaseous, when the reactants are in the state of gaseous only, okay, involving gaseous reactants, okay. So this is about the collision theory. So what is the collision theory concept means? The basic reason why different reactions takes place at different rates lies in the collision theory of reaction rates proposed by Arrhenius. This theory is applicable for reactions involving gaseous reactants. Okay, as it is basically originated from the kinetic molecular theory of gases. See, you can see the different rates of reactions are due to the different rates. Why they are coming means due to collision theory, and this collision theory was proposed by whom? This collision theory was proposed by Arrhenius, and he said very clearly that it is applicable only to the gaseous. Why this is taken from the kinetic theory or molecular theory of gases. And already you know that collisions means where the collisions will take place. The collisions will be for the reactant molecules. Reactant molecules has to collide, and there are two words. Okay, if the reactant molecules has a reaction, and what happens? Don't think that whenever the collisions are happening, there will be the formation of product. That is the wrong concept. So the rate of reaction, okay, the rate of reaction does not correspond to the collisions. Okay, if more number of collisions are there, the rate of reaction will be more. Not like that. It mainly depends upon the majorly fruitful collisions. Okay, the collisions which finally lead to the formation of products that are only considered as the fruitful collisions. Okay, effective collisions and ineffective collisions. We have the word effective collisions and ineffective collisions. Okay, and threshold frequency. I think you heard this word, threshold collisions and threshold energy. So what is the threshold energy? Activation energy. What are these words? What is meant by threshold frequency and what is meant by activation energy? These are the basic things which you should learn. So a chemical reaction, already we all know that a chemical reaction takes place due to collision between the reactant molecules. See, a chemical reaction always takes place between the reactant molecules only. Okay, the collisions always take place between the reactant molecules only. And what if he is saying the rate of reaction does not correspond to the number of collisions. The rate of reaction does not correspond to number of collisions. Okay, don't think that if so many number of collisions are there, then the reaction will be like that. See, there are some points which we have to focus very clearly. What are those means? Major thing is always a chemical reaction takes place due to the collisions between the reactant molecules. It always takes place between the reactant molecules. And don't think that if more number of collisions are there, then the rate of reaction will be more. That is not. All the collisions does not lead to the formation of the products. All the collisions does not lead to the formation of the products. The collisions which lead finally to the transformation of the reactants into products are called as effective collisions or fruitful collisions. Okay, fruitful collisions. And for the effective collisions, the colliding molecule should be associated with a certain minimum amount of energy. That minimum amount of energy we call it as threshold energy. We call it as threshold energy. And before, what is the thing is, they should be in a proper direction. All these molecules should be in a proper direction. While gaseous molecules will be in a different ways. So to avoid this, they should be in a proper direction. And the collisions which do not lead to the formation of the products, those are called as ineffective collisions. Okay, and the energy which I have to acquire in order to lead the effective collisions is called as activation energy. Okay, the energy which leads for that is the activation energy. And the one which is having low activation energy, those the reactions are very fast. If low activation energy is there, the reactions are very fast. If the reactions are associated with high activation energy, then the reactions are very slow. Okay, so these are the major points regarding the kinetic theory. Okay, postulates of collision theory of the reactions. So generally, if activation energy is low, means the rate of reaction will be high. If the activation energy is less, means the rate of reaction will be low. Now we will be writing the major postulates. Okay, postulates of this kinetic theory first, and then we will see. Afterwards, we will be having the things. Postulates of collision theory of reaction rates. So what we had a discussion, first thing is collisions should take place. Collision between reactant molecules should be there. That is the major point what we had the discussion. And what is that? The number of collisions taking place in the reaction. All collisions does not lead to the formation. All collisions do not lead to the formation of products. Is it or not? Only a few. So we have what? Effective collisions or fruitful collisions will lead to the formation of products, and ineffective collisions do not lead to formation of products. Okay, and the minimum amount of energy to achieve effective collisions is called as activation energy. Okay, for the effective collisions they should be associated with minimum amount of energy. That minimum amount of energy we call it as threshold energy. Threshold energy, that is the minimum amount of energy required for effective collisions. Okay, to have effective collisions we should have that. Okay, the energy we have to acquire in order to live effective collisions. Okay, so that is the threshold energy which lead to collision, that is called as activation energy. Okay, so the reactants will have threshold energy, but the one which lead to the effective collisions are called as activation energy. Okay, a small difference. Threshold energy means what? It is the minimum energy to take the collisions, but which lead to the effective collisions, those are called as activation energy. And if the activation energy is slow, the rate of reaction is fast. If the activation is high, then the rate of reaction will be slow. These are the major points. Okay, postulates. These are the major postulates of the theory. Okay, now we will be discussing about, already we had a discussion regarding the postulates of collision theory of reaction rates. The main postulates I have written, some more are there. After noting this, I will write it again. First, a chemical reaction takes place due to collision between the reactant molecules. See, generally, already in the starting itself I said, collision theory means generally there should be collision between the reactant molecules, first thing. And there is no guarantee that all the collisions will lead to the formation of the products only. Only the effective collisions will lead to the formation of the product. You see the next thing. The rate of reaction does not correspond to the number of collisions taking place in the reaction. That means all the collisions do not lead to the formation of products. And the collisions which finally lead to the transformation of the reactants into products are called effective collisions or fruitful collisions. Okay, what are effective collisions or fruitful collisions? Means the collisions which finally lead to the transformation of reactants into products. Okay, that are called as effective collisions. And to achieve these effective collisions, we have to first the colliding molecules should be associated with certain minimum amount of energy with them. That minimum amount of energy we call it as threshold energy. And apart from this, all the molecules which are going to collide should be in a proper direction. Okay. Apart from this, it is also necessary that all the colliding molecules are oriented in a proper direction. Okay, then what will happen? Effective collisions will takes place. Suppose what are ineffective collisions means the collisions which does not result in the formation of product. Okay, which does not result in the formation of product are called as ineffective collisions. So you please make a note of these points. And next continuation we will be having the remaining some more points are there. chemical reaction takes place due to collision between the reactant molecules. Rate of reaction does not correspond to the number of collisions taking place in the reaction. That means all the collisions do not lead to the formation of products. And next, so once we will finalize the things, a chemical reaction takes place due to collisions between the reactant molecules, and the rate of reaction does not correspond to the number of collisions taking place in the reaction. That means all the collisions do not lead to the formation of products. The collisions which finally lead to the transformation of reactants into products are called as effective collisions. And for the effective collisions, the colliding molecules should be associated with certain minimum amount of energy called threshold energy. Apart from this, it is also necessary that all the colliding molecules are oriented in a proper direction, and the rest of the collisions are called ineffective collisions as they do not lead to the formation of products. Then, sir, what is activation energy? Okay. See, the reactant molecules which are associated with different energies must gain some energy and reach threshold energy. This energy where the reactant molecules has to acquire in order to lead effective collisions, that energy we call it as activation energy. Okay, means what? Here which energy will decide the collisions means activation energy. More activation energy is there. Okay, the reactions which are associated with low activation energy are faster reactions, and the reactions which are associated with high activation energy are slow reactions. The molecules which cross the energy barrier and reach the threshold energy from an activated complex, and this activated complex which is at higher energy state loses energy and forms products. Okay, so these are the points we have. Okay, just I will be writing the remaining points all. The remaining activation energy point and the things we will be seeing now. So activation energy points. The reactant molecules which are associated with the reactant molecules which are associated with different energies must gain some energy and reach the threshold energy. This energy which the reactant molecules have to acquire in order to lead the effective collisions is called activation energy. Okay, so that is activation energy. The reactions which are associated with low activation energy are what? Fast, and the reactions which are associated with high activation energy are slow. Okay, are slow. And the last postulate is what? The molecules which cross the energy barrier, and reach threshold energy form an activated complex, and this activated complex which is at high barrier, okay, which is at high energy state, loses the energy and forms products. See, already we had a discussion in chemical bond also. Whenever a bond is formed, there will be decrease in energy. So here also the same. Once if it reaches the threshold energy is reached, then what happens? The more energy, activation energy, it creates a activated complex, and that activated complex is at a high energy state and loses the energy and forms a product. Okay, so this is the case. The reactant molecules which are associated with different energies must gain some energy and reach the threshold energy. This energy which the reactant molecules have to acquire in order to lead the effective collisions is called as activation energy. Okay, the reactions which are associated with low activation energy are fast, and the reactions which are associated with high activation energy are slow. The molecules which cross the energy barrier and reach the threshold energy form an activated complex. This activated complex, which is at a high energy state, loses energy and forms the products. So these are all the postulates of collision theory, and this collision theory of reaction rates is taken from kinetic theory of molecular gases only, and this was proposed by Arrhenius. And what are the factors that affect the rate of reaction, we will see, and with this we will stop this class. Okay, what are the factors that affect the rate of reaction, we will be discussing now. Okay, now we will be discussing majorly regarding the factors that affecting the rate of reaction. Okay, factors affecting the rate of reaction. So what are the factors that majorly affects the rate of reaction? First, what is the concentration of the reactants? Okay, concentration of the reactants. See, if the concentration is high, what will happen? The rate of reaction will be of very faster. Greater the concentration, faster the reaction. Is it or not? Next, after concentration, what we will be having? Pressure. So already we know that pressure P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. If pressure increases, what happens? When pressure is increased, what will happen? When pressure increases, volume decreases. When volume decreases, what happens to the concentration? When volume decreases, what happens to the concentration? It increases. When once the concentration increases, the rate of reaction will also increase. Is it or not? See, concentration of the reactants we said. When the concentration increases, the rate of reaction also increases. Now coming to the point of pressure. If the pressure on the reaction side increases, if pressure increases, what happens? Volume decreases. If volume decreases, concentration increases. If concentration increases, the rate of reaction will increase. Next, temperature. Already you know well, when we increase the temperature, the reaction rate also increases. Either it is exothermic or endothermic, whatever it may be. When you raise the temperature of the reactants, automatically the rate of reaction will increase. Okay, and that is the case. Next one, what? See, we are majorly depending upon the surface area. Surface area of reactants. See, when we are small, our mother used to give us tablets when we are suffering from fever or illness. Is it or not? What she will do? She will crush the tablet. Why she is crushing the tablet means so that it will dissolve very easily. Means when the surface area increases, what happens? The rate of reaction will increase. Greater the surface area, greater the reaction. Even if it is in a form of powdered form. Okay, if the reactant is in the powdered form, means the rate of reaction is very fast. So surface area plays a vital role in rate of reaction. Okay, and the last one is catalyst. Already you know what is a catalyst. A catalyst is a substance which alters the rate of reaction. It does not participate in the reaction, but it alters the rate of reaction. Catalysts are again two types. What are those? A catalyst which increases the rate of reaction, that is called as a positive catalyst. Okay, and the catalyst which decreases the rate of reaction, that is called as negative catalyst or inhibitor. We call it as inhibitors. So that as the catalyst is a substance, okay, all these you know, and there are a set of catalysts, positive catalysts. Okay, all these are negative catalysts. They will decrease the rate of reaction. Okay. So this is all about what we have under the factors. Okay. So what I can write is these points we can write. Greater the concentration, faster the reaction. Faster the reaction. Okay. And already you know, as the pressure increases, volume increases, then the concentration increases. And temperature. If temperature increases, rate of reaction increases. Rate of reaction will be faster. Okay. And if the surface area of the reactants increases, rate of reaction is also increasing. And mostly in powdered form, the rate of reaction will be very high. So you can make a note of these points, factors that affect the rate of reaction. What are the factors that affect the rate of reaction? Means concentration of the reactants, pressure, temperature, surface area of the reactants, and the catalyst. Under concentration of the reactants, we can write like this: greater the concentration of the reactants, faster the reaction. Greater the concentration of the reactions, faster the reaction. Next, pressure. When we increase the pressure, what happens? Volume decreases. If volume decreases, concentration increases. If concentration increases, what happens? The rate of reaction increases. Next, temperature. If we rise the temperature, automatically the rate of reaction increases. Next, surface area of reactants. More the surface area, faster the reaction. And suppose the best example, powdered form of the tablet. Okay. So powdered form of the tablet will dissolve very fastly rather than the crystal form. Is it or not? And next, catalyst. So what is a catalyst? Generally, catalyst will alters the activation energy. See, catalyst is a substance which alters the rate of reaction without undergoing any net change in its composition. Okay? It does not undergo any net change in the composition. See, once again, what is a catalyst? I am saying a catalyst is a substance which alters the rate of reaction without undergoing any net change in the composition. Okay. A catalyst alters the rate of reaction by making the rate of reaction to take place in alternative pathway. Okay. Most of the catalyst will reduce the activation energy of the reaction. This is most important. Most of the catalyst reduces the activation energy of the reaction. Why they are reducing means the alternative reaction path is associated with lower activation energy. So more number of collisions should be, effective collisions should take place. So if more number of effective collisions takes place means what happens? Greater the rate of reaction. Okay. So in most of the reactions, positive catalysts are used, means which will increase the rate of reaction. Okay. And there are few catalysts which decreases the rate of reaction. Those are what? Negative catalyst. Okay. Glycerin, urea, acetaldehyde and sodium. These are all what? These are decreases the rate of decomposition. Okay. So most important thing is the use of catalyst in industrial part. It is mostly used. Why means always we can't try for the increase of the temperature. Okay. So they will lower the temperature in presence of a catalyst. Okay. They will lower the temperature in presence of a catalyst. So these are the points which we have. Just go through all the details what we have covered today totally in this video, and next class we will be having the discussion regarding the equilibrium concept. Rate law, we will go with rate law and order of molecularity, and then we will enter into the equilibrium concepts.